So, you're thinking about becoming a stock photographer. Well, you're in the right place. My name's Jason Yoder, and I've got over 15 years of experience selling my images as stock. So, grab a cup of coffee, and let's chat a little bit about how to be successful in this industry. So, why do I like doing this? Well, you don't make a lot of money doing this. What I do, however, is take that money, save it for vacations, save it for trips to get me out and see the world. It also gets me a little more exercise because I am walking around a lot more with my camera. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy it. But let's set those expectations. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. As a matter of fact, it's not even a get-rich scheme because you get so little money for it. It takes time to build up a portfolio that's going to allow you to actually make enough money to be able to take a trip every year or a couple trips a year on your earnings from your photography. Also, get ready for rejection. So when you upload content, particularly your first couple of weeks of doing this, a lot of your content's going to get rejected. Don't take it personally. Most of it's a robot anyhow. But read the rejection notices. Some of them are complete BS. But others actually tell you what's wrong with your photos. And some of them may say, if you correct this, resubmit it, we'll take a look at it again. Use this rejection so that you can become a much more stronger photographer. Because listen, if you keep sending them stuff they're going to reject, you're not going to make any money. Why waste your time? Read the rejections and learn from it. Camera. Yes, you can start with this. You can start with your cell phone. But let me give you a little bit of advice. The lenses. Carry a lens cloth and have the discipline to clean those lenses before you start shooting. Why? Because, well, your fingers and hands have been all over this and they're all greasy and grimy and you're going to have halos, muted colors. It's just going to look like garbage. They're going to reject your photos. So you want to make sure your lenses are clean. Same thing with if you get a more professional camera, always clean your lenses after the photo shoot. They'll be ready for you when it's time for your next shoot. Resolution. Make sure your camera is turned up to the highest resolution it can handle. You want to have a very good, large image for a potential client to purchase. That gives them some little wiggle room in how they want to arrange your photo. JPEG versus RAW. Now that's the file format that this stuff is saved in. JPEG files, we have to submit our images as JPEGs because they're very small. But if you capture in JPEG, you're trusting this camera to make all the development decisions for you. And any data it doesn't need, it discards. It only saves what it needs. However, if you shoot in the RAW format, all the data that image sensor is capable of capturing is in the file. And let me tell you, you can do some amazing stuff with this data and really enhance your images. When you move up to a camera like this, well then, you're probably going to want to start shooting in the RAW, but you have to have software that's going to help you develop RAW images. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But anyhow, take good care of these cameras, take good care of your lenses, because this is going to be the key to being successful. Now, you're also going to want to study some of the rules of composition. I've seen people list anywhere from 5, 10, 30 rules of composition. I'm just going to give you a couple of them here to think about, the easy ones. First of all, the rule of thirds. Check out your camera, whether it's phone or DSLR. There's a feature to turn on the grid lines. It's going to do 2 vertical, 2 horizontal grid lines. Where those grid lines meet, that's where your subject goes. And make sure that your subject's either 1/3 to the left, 1/3 to the right, 1/3 to the top, or 1/3 to the bottom. And the rules of composition create images that we as humans find to be visually attractive. So that's one of the reasons why we study the rules of composition. Now another one is symmetry. You can do horizontal, vertical, and radial. Essentially, symmetry simply says that each half of the image looks almost like it's a mirror of the other. They don't have to be mirrors. They just kind of look similar. Horizontal symmetry, very easy to do if you're maybe by a large body of water, maybe a lake in the morning when the lake is not even a ripple in the lake. You can get some really cool horizontal symmetry there. Vertical symmetry, you'll see it a lot in architecture. That's when the left and the right sides of the image appear to be mirrored. or radial symmetry. That's where it seems like as the image goes out, it just mirrors its complete opposite end. Like, for example, this image taken inside the Vatican, looking up at the inside of one of the domes. That is radial symmetry. Leading lines. Now, leading line is simply a line in your image. It could be curved, it could be straight, but it actually grabs the viewer's eye and guides them through that image. Like, for example, this one from South Dakota. It's really hard to see the complete line the road makes, but nonetheless, it grabs your attention and curves your way through the image. Or this one I took out in southern Arizona. Here you can see the line just kind of grabs your attention and leads you up and over that hill. Patterns and repetition. For some reason, we like to have things that repeat in our photos. Repetition is a way of drawing attention into your image, and a pattern, which can also be repetition, can help you make a subject that's in front of that pattern stand out. Simplicity or minimalism. Now that is where we are only having in the photo the most basic elements that we can, and it really helps to draw attention to your subject. In all cases, in stock photography, I want you to think about copy space, otherwise known as emptiness. What this is that a portion of your photograph that is completely void of anything. I mean, yeah, it could be a wall. There's really nothing there, not a subject. That is where graphic artists can put text and logos, and it's probably the reason why they purchased the image from you. So make sure you're thinking about copy space while you're doing your photography. All right, let's talk about software. Now, I use Lightroom for most of my development work, and anything really special I do, then I also use Photoshop along with it. Down in the comments or in the description, you're going to see a link to take you out to Adobe, where you can purchase a subscription to Lightroom for $9.99 a month, or for both Lightroom and Photoshop for $19.99 a month. So that brings down cost. How do you pay for this stuff? One of your first objectives is to make enough money each month to pay for those subscriptions. You might be thinking, I don't need this software. Let me tell you what, yes, you do. This software will really enhance your photography. And of course, if you do get it, shoot in the RAW format. That way you have the maximum flexibility when it comes to software, and there are tutorials here on my channel and on other channels to help you learn how to use both those products. Now, one of the things that really a lot of people in stock photography don't like doing is the metadata. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I enjoy doing this part. You'll need to provide a title, description, and keywords. That way, when the image is put into the catalog for stock agency, people can find it. That's the important thing. They need to find it. But you need to have a good workflow, because this will turn into a lot of work. So I'm going to put one of these sites here. I'm going to put an episode about my workflow. It's going to take you from where I'm out capturing the photograph, what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, takes you all the way through to where I have the image ready to be uploaded, including the metadata. And I'll show you how I do that to make it easier on myself. All right, now let me tell you about some future episodes that are coming up that are going to help you out. Now, because I've got some good episodes to give you advice on how to be successful, hit that subscribe button and that notification icon so you know when these episodes are posted. On July 2nd, I'm going to show you the 5 worst stock photography agencies to use. You might be thinking, wait, what? Well, here's the thing. I upload my photos to these guys first, and if they reject any of them, I do not upload them to any of the agencies I'm going to share with you on July 9th, which are the 5 best stock photography agencies to use. You see, the higher your acceptance rate is, the more likely they are to put your photo in front of a potential buyer's screen, and that increases your sales. So we want these lower performing stock agencies to be our filters, and the better ones to be our money makers. Now, also on July 30th, I'm going to share with you my June sales data. Every month, I share with you how much money I've made the previous month, and I even show you my top selling photos from some of the agencies that I use. That way you can see exactly how much money you can make in this industry. On August 6th, I'm going to share with you my top 10 selling Adobe stock images, and on August 13th, I'm going to share with you a technique on how to discover the keywords to put into your photos. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. Okay, now for the good stuff. What to shoot, what not to shoot. I love landscapes. I do. I love them. But here's the problem. That's nature. Nature is very saturated in this industry. So we call that the low-hanging fruit because all of us can get to it. But it's what I enjoy shooting. A place in a genre or niche that you can go into is actually working with people. So you don't want people have your family up there say cheese. All right. You want people in natural situations. You want them interacting naturally. So what I would do is simply put your camera on silent shoot, let them start talking or interacting, and just keep shoot. Because in those photos, you're going to capture people in a very natural state, and that is what buyers want. You also might want to consider inclusion. That's kind of the buzzword right now. Inclusion essentially means try to have people in your photographs who come from a variety of life situations and places. And that is going to help increase the potential buyers that are interested in your photographs. If you take a look at any advertisement with people in there, you're going to see people of different backgrounds. All right, that's called inclusion. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, again, please subscribe. But if you'd like to support this channel further, please check out patreon.com/EWJ. You can see all my bonus content, including my bonus videos. Take care. Enjoy your photography. I'll see you all next time.